Hi there, beautiful souls, and welcome. Welcome back, or welcome to The Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky, and I work in the spirit dimensions. As always, in my videos or live feeds, simply take what resonates, and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. Happy Friday. It's been an interesting week in so many different ways, in so many beautiful ways. I just want to talk just for a moment about the energy that's coming in over the weekend, and then we're going to jump into some questions because I only have about 35 minutes this morning. So I want to get to as many questions as I possibly can. We just came through a beautiful full moon, brought a lot of energy, brought a lot of clearing energy is how I felt, and I felt it Wednesday. So I'm not sure how you guys felt on Wednesday, but Wednesday had this big clearing, this big sweep. You may have felt some emotional release. You also may have felt some anxiety rising within you, and it's a lot of this letting go energy. And even when we're not intentionally letting go energetically, the energy coming in to support some change and support some letting go, we can feel it. And people feel it in different ways. So if you felt a little bit of anxiety this week, it's probably tapping into some releasing that's been kind of clearing. And, when we're always open and to learning on our spiritual journey, sometimes that energy kind of moves kind of like naturally or organically, and we're not quite sure what's going on. But it did have a little bit of that anxious feeling especially I felt that Wednesday with energetically going on around me. The other thing that Spirit said, and for this, it's not just for this weekend, but it's for always. There's always a seat for you to sit with Spirit, whether that be to sit with your guides, sit with source energy, sit with your loved ones. I got this beautiful reminder to pass on this morning that there's always a seat there. There's always support there. You don't have to hold back to just kind of sit and just kind of express and communicate and talk. And when Spirit gives me something like that, there's a reason. Somebody, might be one of you or more of you, that need to be aware that there's always a seat for you. No shame, no guilt. um Bring it all to the Spirit, bring it all to the table, is what Spirit said. Just bring it all to the table with them, and have a chit chat, have a let go, have a talk. I still feel a lot of heart space and gentle energy, even as we navigate through our stuff, our physical world stuff and our spiritual stuff. There's a gentle about being gentle, just kind of like work through it from that heart space, even the hard stuff, just gentle. It's okay to soften. It's okay to cry. It's okay to release emotions. It's okay to tap into that. We hold in and we hold in, and we're tough on ourselves. And I should have done this, and I should have known better. Put it all down, have a seat at the table, have a seat, pull up a seat. And Spirit was really pushing with that. So there's somebody either listening right now or listening on the replay that really needs to know that it's okay for them to pull up a seat at the table and just have a chat, just have a let go, just have a heart space moment, just kind of be. I'm also feeling this weekend some dream stuff coming in, as we let go. Your subconscious may be kind of like also letting go, so those dreams may be shedding some stuff. Those, we may just be kind of like processing things in the dream time this weekend with a little bit of sleep disturbance. And I hate to be the one to say that because sleep is so important. But there may be, so for if that's kind of like peeking up for you a little bit, sit for a few moments before you go to bed or earlier in the evening, and or in the morning. It doesn't have to be the evening, and just give yourself a chance to write how you're feeling. Or talk. You don't have to write it, whatever resonates with you. Just have a talk and just kind of say, you know what, it's been a week, this is how I'm feeling, so that it kind of helps with that sleep a little bit more. It's extremely important. Journaling is a powerful tool, or communicating or releasing is a very good tool. Speaking of releasing, I feel like we're always releasing and we're always healing. It's ongoing. So, don't be so hard on yourself if you find yourself, oh, I'm healing that again, or I'm doing this again. It's okay. We're all doing it. Well, whether we want to share that or not, we're all letting go, and we're all working through our crap. Pull up a seat at the table. And if you feel that resonates with you, there is room for everybody, and Spirit really does care. Your spirit guides care. They're here to support you. Tap in. And you know what's really great? And I just want to say that for a moment. You don't need a medium. You don't need a spiritual teacher or a leader or a mentor to pull up a seat at the table. You can do it all on your own. There's no right or wrong way of doing it. And I have a talk. I need to sit at the table, right? Just literally Make it easy for yourself. You really can do it all on your own. Okay. I think sometimes we get too caught up in some of the gatekeeping that's out there. Is you have to do it this way and you have to do it that way, and you need to come through a medium. You don't. Just chat. So whatever reason that needed to be said this morning. So I've passed it on. All right, let's come up to the top here. I'm going to grab some questions. It's good to see all you guys joining me here this morning. I love it so much. Um, mine. Good morning, Lana. I was wondering if you get any messages about if I should remain living in the state where I am or move to another state eventually. So mine, the word there eventually is I agree with you. I feel right now you're right where you're supposed to be. And I feel like I've got to start being a little bit more playful in the possibilities of moving. So I do feel that it doesn't feel that far off to me, okay, but I don't feel it immediate. But I feel like I've got to get playful. Start looking at new places that you may want to live, or new programs or new jobs, and just kind of like start moving that energy a little bit and see what comes up for you. You will get pulled to a specific area. You will have that deep knowing, and you will also know when it's time. I feel though right now it's kind of like my hands a little bit on the pause. It's just not right now that or immediately that you're moving, and I feel like I've got to navigate it and have fun with the navigation. Now, though, having fun has come up a lot this week. It's come up in my conversations with friends, clients, some family. We got to bring in more of that fun in having more of a good time as we navigate through our learning. We can be very rigid as humans, right? We don't want to make a mistake, and we don't want to do this, and we don't want to turn over the apple cart. Start having fun and explore. We're here to have an experience. And yes, the experience is here in the physical world. It's a tough school. This is a real tough place to come and learn, but we've got to have some fun while we're learning. And whatever fun means to you, however you can navigate through that learning and through your experiences and bringing some fun and finding joy in the experience here. And it can be tough sometimes. I hear you loud and clear. It can be tough, but that the vibration of joy and happiness and fun is it helps move things. It helps move us through some of that hard time or some of the things that you're just not quite sure of. Explore and experience, test, taste it. All right. Bonnie, any messages for me? Bonnie, I'm just curious. I just feel like not that you're lonely, but I feel like a part of you is like a little, I'm not sure the word lonely kind of fits, but I just kind of feel like it's like you're ready for something new, or whether that be new places, new people, new experiences, new learning. I just feel like there's just this. I think I'm ready to move on. I just feel like I'm in this place of I think I'm good to kind of like test taste. There it is again. Test taste, new people, new experiences, and I feel like you've got a spirit guide kind of pushing your hand on your back. Not everybody that you meet's going to stay forever in your journey. People come and go, right? As far as friendships go and experiences go. And I just feel like, and I think it's coming, I can still see the snow. So I think it's still over the winter, Bonnie. That it's just kind of like to peek your head out and try something new. Try it once. Great. If you like it, try it twice if you like it a lot. That's kind of how it feels there for me. Laura, on Wednesday I was asleep by 8 p.m. This full moon knocked me out. Oh yeah, it had, I think, a bigger push than kind of what even I was expecting with it. But yeah, that full moon brought us into some rest and relaxation, and the gentle January energies there too. Be gentle and go to bed early. That's gentle energy. Shy, today I felt the full moon, and Wednesday mom did. Wednesday was Grandpa's funeral, and that evening everything came pouring out of her. I'm glad it did. I'm so glad that she was able to express herself and her energy and her emotions. And big hug to you, Mom, and all of your family with the loss of Grandpa. Our sincere condolences. He is also very much okay. I already feel like it's like, oh, this is how he's showing it to me, Shy. It's kind of funny. Oh, I don't have a body. This is kind of fun. I feel that humor from him. I feel that lightness from him. I feel like, oh yeah, I'm back to that young, youthful feeling, because that's how souls feel. They don't feel their age when they passed here, because there's not really an age attached to their soul. And I feel like I'm having like a bit of a surprise feeling. Oh, I don't have that physical restraint anymore. I can hear him kind of chuckle. So I love that so much. Good morning, Mandy. Bianca, quick question. I've been seeing a lot of hearts since last year. Any messages from spirit about this? Well, Bianca, I'm sure you know what the heart shape means. I feel like it's more of that heart-led energy. I feel like you're being really pushed to lead everything from there, to kind of take everything to the heart space, everything, let it pass through the heart. And I think, that is a really good practice that will also help your spirituality. I sit with everything. I pass it through my heart, or pass it through spirit, or pass it through. I feel like that love, that increased vibration of love for yourself, love for all things, finding that passion. I feel like 2025 is really going to kind of launch you into that heart space energy, and heart space energy is a beautiful place to be. And it also gives us a lot of clarity. So Bianca, have you been asking for clarity? Because I feel like it's almost like the heart filter. Let's pass it through here and get some clarity. Let's pass it through that filter and see how I feel about it. And I feel like it's just such a beautiful centered space to be. And I feel like you're going to go more into your heart. I think a lot of us take things, into our heart space, right? But I feel like it's like a turning up the volume of that heart space. Friend, yeah, yeah, strange anxiety that came out of nowhere, came on quick and left us and quickly as well. That's the release, friend. So there's some releasing there. So friend, I'm going to be curious to know if maybe already, but in the next couple days, or over the weekend, do you feel like a stronger sense of knowing, or do you feel like less fear, or less of a worry around you? We always worry as humans. Some of us worry more, but I feel like that release from you, the volume kind of got turned down the other way. Then I just want to talk about the spiritual dial, because it does come up a lot when I'm channeling. Is we can choose where we're turning things up and where we're turning things down. So for those of you who struggle with maybe some overthinking or any kind of anxiety, reach for a spiritual dial and just say, I'm just going to turn that down. I'm going to turn that down, and just see if that helps a little bit there. But Fran, I just feel like for you, it's just like this more solid ground of standing on, with, well, less worried about. I'm gonna less worried. I'm less worried. I'm just gonna go with the flow, and I just feel that more and more of less resistance, more and more of the now. More, it just feels like and I feel like I'm like, when you get into a rhythm stroke, like I just feel that rhythm. There's more of a rhythm coming there for you. I just feel it feels so rhythmic, like it's all rhythm. It's all coming. It's all there. It's all processed. You're no longer paddling up the stream, right? And that's something that I ask myself a lot. Is I will sit back and I'll say, where is the resistance? Am I paddling upstream? Am I pushing too hard? What's this trying to show me? And this is kind of more of a general statement, not so much towards Fran. Oh, I've got a sliver. Squirrel. But I think, just kind of, I ask myself, that is, if the doors knobs aren't loose yet or opening yet, am I pushing against resistance? Do I need to practice the pause? Just trust and allow. It's not meant for me, can go. It's the resistance piece. And I feel like you're doing really well with that, friend. Less and less resistance. Rachel, I've had a racing heart rate the past couple days and couldn't put a finger on it. It did feel energetic, but I wasn't sure was causing it. Just general anxiety this week, I guess. Rachel, as always, if you have any concerns health wise, please act on that. But I do feel that it's kind of like that release space as well, right? And we all have anxiety. Every single one of us has some level of anxiety. It's just that we're a little bit higher and different. Some of us are a little bit higher, some of us are a little bit lower, some of us are in the middle, some of us go through it in like waves. Sometimes with anxiety, it is also a push to let go. What are we holding on to there? Wanted to know. So, Luminous Luxuries. Just wanted to know if someone I know who had their farewell yesterday at the age of 49 found peace with his loved ones. I feel very smooth. I feel very smooth. I feel like it's just like literally I'm here and then I'm there. I just feel like there was a gentle, very, very, and most passings are, it's that gentle. I just felt like there was like an ease into it. I also feel like this is a person who passed. I feel like there's a big sense of humor. Like I just feel like it's like there's a lot of energy around fun and humor there. Melissa Adams, there's a spirit who I felt came into my room to check on me as I sleep. Sometimes it feels so real. I think it's my mom. It's actually there until I open my eyes. Who do you think it is? Melissa, absolutely your mom. And I always say to people, and I just kind of want you guys to all listen to, because this is going to be kind of helpful for all of you. When you feel an energy and a spirit, and that first knowing that goes through your mind, that first thought, I want you to trust it immensely, because that is your awareness. That is you connecting to the energy. That is how it feels to connect with spirit. It's like, I just know. And then we kind of doubt it. Absolutely, you're right. And I love, and spirit does check in on us a lot, all the time. They come in, they peek in. The reason why, and I think I've talked about this many times, the reason why it often happens at night as we're sleeping is because this is a sleep, so they're able to, and they're able to communicate with us. We don't often remember, but we just have this awareness when we wake up. And essentially, that's what I do when I channel. So when I channel, I have a spot for my head to go and sit over there, so that I don't use my brain at all. Doesn't Nothing goes through my brain when I'm channeling. It's purely just the information and the connection. So that's why there's so much more spirit activity at night, and that's why dreams are a thing with spirit. It's because they're able to connect with us more that way, because of the brain being shut off. So I always say, who do you feel that it is when you have your own awareness? You have your own connection to them. And you are 100% right, Melissa. Mom, mom. So we need to go. Laura, an old flame recently reached out to me, and we've been chatting online. Do you or spirit see this old flame rekindling? So, Laura, there's a lot of you can have a lot of choice and free will in this kind of question. I do feel that the connection is bringing you I want to say a little bit of I don't want to use the self-esteem. There you go. I feel like this connection is bringing you some self-esteem. So have you felt a little low on connecting with people, or feeling like, maybe I'm not, good enough or worthy enough or pretty enough, or maybe I'm too old to meet. I feel like this is more of like a wake up or like a shake up. You know what? You got it. Like, you can connect, you're worthy. I feel a lot of that around this old flame. I feel like it's meant to stir you up and wake you up. And I feel like once you kind of like get that back, or get that at a higher level, because I feel like this is kind of like stirring something within you. I'm just not quite sure what it's stirring, but there's something there that's stirring. And I think it's like a little bit of a push. People come into our lives as a teacher, and into our lives as teachers, and to teach us things. And even in some of the soul contracts, I've Spirit has shown me this time and time and time again. If you ever run into trouble in the physical world, I'm coming to help you out, but I can't stay long. Right. So I'm going to help wake you up, help you see, get you on your way. And then we're just going to kind of do this. I feel, Laura, and I would enjoy the moment and see where it goes. Absolutely see where it goes. But I just feel like there's a wake up that's just kind of like stirring you a little bit. Ooh, there's a feel good. Right. That's kind of how it feels. It's like, and I literally feel like, ooh, there's a feel good. Um, Good morning, Lana. Slowly going back to my routine, and there's a lot on my plate right now. Any guidance from my spirit guides? Thank you, and have a good weekend. There are things that we cannot scrape off your plate, but there are things, spirits literally, like, when you scrape off your plate into like the compost, and there are some things that you can't scrape off. And I feel like I've got to say, it's okay to take things one bite at a time. So I don't know if you tend to old patterns go back into like, oh yeah, more, 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 and then you're sitting there. When you put too much on your plate when you're eating, and it's like, I don't know if I can finish this, but I don't want to waste the food. It's like, just chip away at it. Kind of look at, I don't have to put everything on there all the time. And they're slowly going back to routine. I feel like I have to say, watch that energy. Try not to go back to, like, yes, routine is good and we all thrive in some type of routine, but try not to go back to the old routines that didn't serve you. Try and go back into a pause. I'm going to pause 5 minutes a day. I'm going to do a check-in with myself. I'm going to do a check-in with my guides. That can kind of break up routine, because sometimes it's good to not go fully back into routine. So if you can break up that routine, where I think I just need a little bit of a different way of having a lunch break, or a different way of just kind of like grounding myself, or a different way. I feel like I've got to say, add that into there. And I feel like you're doing a really, really good job. And Spirit is telling me that it's time to compliment yourself a little bit. Good job today. You did the best that you could with where you were standing. You didn't get it all done, and that's okay. And you're like, just kind of like, there's a little bit of this that needs to kind of like be inserted in that routine. And I also feel like I've got to say, spiritually, there's been some huge growth with you, and bring it with you into that routine. Bring that part with you. Always bring it with you. Always. I hope that you found that helpful. Good morning, beautiful souls. Good morning. That's what she said. So I'm wondering who played with my PC last night. I woke up hearing it randomly starting to play a video out of nowhere. Who did it? Your grandpa. Aaron, there's always a seat, always a good reminder. Yeah, I loved that too, Aaron. I loved that so much. There's always a seat. And I think sometimes, and I've heard this from many clients over the years and even recently, I don't want to bother them or I don't know how to do it or I don't know. There's always a seat. Come on in and have a seat. So there's always a seat here, right? That just kind of it's a good reminder. Absolutely, Aaron. Um my mom is going through some things and it's taking a toll on her mental health. Is there a message from spirit for her? Yes. She has always done the best that she could from where she's standing. And I think that some of what she's going on to has either, I feel it's more consciously than subconsciously. I feel it's kind of triggered some stuff that she's already healed and let go. And it's just kind of like, it's just kind of like been like, oh yeah, like, uh, didn't work out before, or I'm going through some things, and it's brought up old things and old situations. And I also have to let your mom know, if you can please let her know how loved she is. There's a lot of love and a lot of support, and I feel like I've got to say, breathe, release, slow it down. She's doing the best that she could from where she was standing, always, including the version that she is right now. So the 15-year-old version of mom, the 25-year-old version of mom, her current version of mom, and all those versions in between, she's always done the best with where she was standing at. The knowledge that she had, the path that she was on, the support that was around her. I feel like I've got to say, you know what, just kind of know that even right now, with her mental health, she's doing the best that she can to navigate through it. She's got to feel that, and it just softens. I feel like she's really, really hard on herself, and I feel like she's got to just soften. What a beautiful, beautiful soul and energy mom is. Please hug her, squeeze her for me, will you? I got sleep disturbances last night from spirit. Yeah, absolutely. Sleep disturbances as well. Check. This energy update really resonates and answers a lot of questions. I'm glad that it helps you so much, Rachel. My mom my mom is taking her cat to the vet for a few days. What categories of tests should she focus on and doesn't waste time on what's wrong with her? Where do you see the problem? And I know you know this, Easy Puff. I know I'm not all knowing. I'll never claim to be. And I get it with the vet. I'm really focused on lower. Like, I just feel like there's something going on lower there. And I feel quite inflamed. Like, I feel like does the cat have any inflammatory issues going on? I feel like I'm quite inflamed. Any inflammation, I feel there been any signs of an infection? I'm sure the vet has done some basic blood work, but I just feel like I've got some inflammation going on and I'm lower. So inflammatory, in the lower aspects, what's down there, kidney, stomach stuff, bowel, irritable bowel. Like, I feel like I've got some inflammation there. But also, I feel like your vet is pretty good. I feel like you've got a vet with quite a bit of integrity. So I feel like I've got to say balance both worlds. I'll send some healing out to the cat as well. K. Marie, Leonard, I'd love to know if my spirit guides have a message messages and direction for me. I feel like you're following it, Kay. I feel like you're feeling that pull, and I feel like I've got to give you the word trust. I feel like you are connecting with them, and I feel like your own internal compass. I don't see it spinning wild. Like, I don't. Sometimes when people aren't trusting, I can see their compass kind of like going wonky. I feel like you're trusting the pull, and they're asking you to lean into that. I hope that helps. Um. Oh, let me scroll back up here. Sorry. Lost my spot. Sorry, you guys. There we go. Okay. Found it. Mila, could you please tap into our dog Sasha's energy? She's a small dog and is 6 and barks a lot. Is there anything we can do to lessen her barking a lot? Um, I feel like this dog needs a little bit more. Like, I feel she gets away with a lot of stuff. I feel and she feels quite sassy about it. I also feel like I've got to acknowledge the purpose of her barking. Her purpose of her barking is a warning. She thinks that she's helping. So I feel like I've got to, when she's barking, pick her up. Thank her for the bark and the awareness. We're okay and it's all good, because I feel like I don't feel like the barking is geared to an anxiety or anything like that. I feel like the dog feels like she's doing a good job. So I feel like I've got to interrupt that a little bit. We're okay, everyone's safe, and acknowledge it because, and I just because it's just like when I tap into her, it's like I'm doing my job. I'm doing my job. I don't know what the problem is. I'm doing my job. That's how that dog feels. So yeah, she is doing her job, and I need to acknowledge it. And she doesn't have to be on high alert all the time doing her job. So I feel like the reassuring, but I feel like I need to break the energy of the bark, pick her up and break it. Like just break the connection to the bark. Have a look around and acknowledge that she's trying to help. Animals are trying, like animals quite often are trying to tell us something, right? And it may be that they feel that that bird, that squirrel, that sound, that smell is not what it should be, and we just need to acknowledge it because I feel like in her mind, I'm helping you out. So disciplining someone that's helping you out, think about how that feels, right? So interrupting it and just sending her the feeling of it's okay, we're good, it's okay, we're safe. Have a look around, have a look around. Oh yeah, okay. Nope, that those people over there, they're okay, they're fine. She's trying to help, and that's how this feels to me there, Mila. So interrupt it. Interrupt it. Uh, mm, I love these sessions so much because every single time I'm shown that I am experiencing good or bad, I am never the only one going through it. Absolutely. And it is what it is, right? So when we try and take away, I'm going through this, and it is what it is. It's helping me learn. It helps to not judge what you're going through as well, right? Okay. Um, Good morning, Lana. Any messages from my grandparents lately? Feeling their energy. I feel number one, they're always around you. Number two, your awareness is there because you're feeling their support and their love. And I feel like because you've grown and spiritually and are aware of that connection. But they're also showing me some pushing forward, and they also are showing me be proud of what you've changed and what you've done. So because they're proud of what you've done. They're proud of the changes that you've done. And every generation, we're supposed to do better, right? We're supposed to learn. We're supposed to break cycles. And I feel like they're like supporting you and cheering for you and acknowledging that you're doing really well with your learning, and they want you to feel that. So I don't know if you haven't been told that regularly or perhaps frequently, but they're like really proud of that. We're so proud that you're doing things different and doing things better and taking parts of them with you, right? Taking, previous generations also had a lot of good too, right? So, and I feel like you're taking that and you're molding yourself into this incredible version of you that they are really supportive of. I was wondering, I was wondering if my spirit guides had any messages for me. I'm also curious to whether or not they have anything to say on my love life in 2025. So, first of all, I feel like they just literally took like a hammer and broke down some walls. So I don't know if you've kind of like broken through some walls, and that is very symbolic of healing. I felt like you've brought down some walls, and it feels quite like you did it quite easily. So you must have been ready. I just feel like those walls came down, and I feel like you're allowing more and more of yourself to be seen and felt. And I feel like that is a big thing for 2025 for you. Is I feel like it's okay, and this is how they've done it. I'm kind of shy. I'm kind of shy to say it, but I'm going to say it because it's not up to me to hold it back. They just showed me like you flashing all of who you are, but they mean it in a spiritual way. It's kind of like a flash. Here I am, my authentic self, and here I am with no walls down, and here I am. That's kind of how 2025 feels for you. And when you think about it, there are times when we don't have to be that vulnerable. So the flashing isn't anything like a sexual thing. It's more of allowing yourself to be vulnerable. It's that flash. So, and it's like that long trench coat and that flash. I love this. This is like so cute. So, as you navigate through your love life in 2025, it's okay to say, here I am. It's okay to say, here. You don't have to change. You don't have to put a layer of not who you are on there. It's okay. Let people love you as you are. Flash it. I love that. I was like, oh my gosh. It's okay to show up in your authentic self, and I think 2025 is showing you a lot of that. You don't have to. You don't have to be someone that you're not. People need to like you for that flashing moment, and I feel like it feels very good. I feel a lot of fun. I feel a lot of joy. I feel a lot of excitement. So flash away. And I kind of love, when you think of, I can't take that away from my awareness. I love how that is. I love how, we can show who we are, take it or leave it. Right? I love how they showed that. Anybody else really love how they showed that? Like, and we as humans, what if I get hurt? What if they don't like me? And what if this? And what if that? And what if I'm too fat? And what if I'm too thin? Right? What if my hair is too, we do all of that. And these spirit guides are like, flash it out. I think I'm going to try that. I love that so much. Oh my gosh, spirit. Huh, I can just feel the heat coming off my face. Isn't that funny? Okay, here we go. There's some chit chat. Wes. Oh, there you are, darling. Hi, Wes. Hi, Lana. Any messages from Spirit? Wes, I feel like you've, with all the answers that you have received and all the guidance that you have received on the path forward, I feel like you're coming into a different level of embracing that. I feel like the last several months it's been showing you your worthiness, showing you how smart you are, showing you that there's nothing wrong with you, right? I feel like you embracing in that and settling in that, and I feel like the new roots that you're growing. Be okay with whatever speed that's coming at you. If it's slow, great. If it's medium speed, great. If it's fast and furious, great. I feel like I just got to say, allow every step, allow every moment, allow every process, just simply allowing that and feeling that. And I think for the first time, you're feeling some acceptance, Wes. And I feel like I got to frolic in that feeling. And I feel as you heal, because you're healing as well as all of us. And I feel as you heal, Wes, you really allow the feelings to be expressed. Go down to the beach and express your emotions. KMA, have you ever given a reading to the wrong person, or have you ever been unable to connect to a spirit? Um, I love that question. So, in a one-on-one reading, never. In a group reading, so if I'm channeling in front of a group, so it's called platform mediumship, and there's like, there can be 50 to 300 people. Has been, my range of people. I can be channeling a spirit and not knowing who it's for. So because spirit doesn't always wear a name tag and say I'm with them. I haven't gotten to that level with them yet. So I may be channeling someone. I have a dad here, and this is what they're showing me, and I may not know where they're going. And then there may be a couple hands that come up and say, "Oh, that sounds like my dad." Then I've got to kind of go into the evidential mediumship, because more than one dad could be coming through with similar information. So then I've got to separate them and say, okay, I'm going to talk to this dad first, and then I'm going to talk to this dad. For those of you who have seen me live in platform, you know what I'm talking about, and I'm able to separate them. Spirit helps me separate them. So I wouldn't say that I gave the wrong message. Now, however, if I'm channeling information, it can resonate with more than one person. So I may be talking about something and it may be resonating with someone else. And that quite often happens because we're collective, right? So I may be talking about something to somebody and they're like, yeah, that feels like something I need to hear too. That can happen. Have I ever been not able to connect to spirit? Um, in readings, no. But I will say to this, people always get what they need to hear. And that comes up in a reading all the time. So let's say you come to see me for a reading and I've got a spirit come through and you're like, yeah, I didn't come here to talk to that person. I came here to talk to my mom. I don't want to really talk to that person. I'll simply say to that person, if you have choice and free will, the spirit may have something to help you or to teach you or to help them. I would never ever force anybody to hear from a spirit. If they're hard, no, I don't want to. I have to pass that on to spirit, because we have choice and free will here as well. So we, in a session, and I feel like I don't think I've had one session where a person came to hear from somebody and didn't get to hear from them. I don't think there's ever been. Now, people don't always get the information that they want to hear, because sometimes spirit will never lie, and spirit will never don't hold doesn't hold back. They share very, very openly. So sometimes we may hear something, and it's to help us, it's to help us gain clarity, it's to help support us, it's to help us. But there are times where I've had to say some pretty difficult things to help, but it's done in love, it's always in love, but it's to help people, right? And you know, and it will be, I'm supporting you through this, and you're, you know, and this is how I feel about it. And they will apologize for things that happen in the physical world too. And sometimes people aren't ready to hear that. And that can be a big thing, but they're always trying to help us heal. So sometimes tough conversations do come up, but I have never been unable to connect. Now, I do, I'm very honest. It's even on my website. I cannot guarantee anything. And and that's the truth. I would never I guarantee that I have a phone line to call up and say, "Hey, can you send so and so down?" It doesn't work that way. But people who come to see me, before they come, set an intention. Even when they book the appointment, I'm going to book an appointment with this Elana because I really want to hear from my mom or my dad or my friend or my brother or my dog. They set the intention, and that intention sends an invite up the spirit. So by setting that intention and by coming so open, and you know, it helps with ease to bring them through. But I would never ever say, and I don't think any medium can guarantee it. Yes, I've got, you know, great connection, but I would never sit here and say I can guarantee I can channel anybody that you want, because I don't feel that that is a guarantee anybody can provide. That was a great question, KM8, and thank you very much for asking that. I like that. Pull a seat at the table, heavy shoulders and sore gut, thus wolf moon. Lots of releasing there. I got to watch the time, you guys. I'm just going to scroll down and grab some validation here. If anybody has said anything to validate what I've said. Squirrel. Oh, you're so cute. Yeah, I do get squirreled every now and again. Laura, thank you. I've recently cut the cords with someone who left me with zero self-worth, self-confidence, but I'm working on that healing for sure. I agree wholeheartedly with your comments. That you know, person has 100% come to help you wake up to that, help you wake up to your worthiness. All right, you guys. Let's go back up. I'm gonna grab one or two more, and then I've really gotta let you guys go. Debbie Jones, listening to you from Mexico, enjoying wonderful downtime. Oh, Debbie, I'm gonna astral travel myself to you and enjoy some beach time. If you feel me peek up, I just joined you. It's cold, and we got a polar vortex coming through here in the next couple days. It's gonna be cold. So some sunshine in Mexico. I'm just gonna kind of like fantasize about that. Luminous, thank you, man. I'll pass on the message on to his loved ones when they are ready to hear it. And I love how you worded that, when they're ready to hear it. Absolutely. Okay. I know there's a lot here, guys, that I haven't got to. I do my best to grab as many as I can. Let's grab some angel numbers for the weekend. I also, for a moment, before I do that, is anybody here? And I'll check the comment section before I end the live. Is anybody here connect to a significant date on the 15th of a month? The number 15 on a calendar just came in. So, and I feel like I've got a spirit coming through that needs to acknowledge the 15th of the month. And I also feel not necessarily connected to this month, but I also feel also May is a significant anniversary, birthday, or passing. But there's something with the 15th of any month, and I feel like it's coming from a mother figure who's passed, and I feel like her passing is in my lungs. All right, she just kind of poked her head in here, so I will check the comment section before we close off. 507. Source energy says that you're on the right path with the changes you're making or considering. Move forward with your plans. Let's do another one. 232. Don't focus so much on the problems or the lack, but instead stay centered in prayer and faith that you are protected, loved, and watched over by powerful ascended masters. I love that. I found a new raspberry tea and it is so good. Okay. I guess that was another squirrel moment. Okay. You guys gotta help me out. What do we need to hear? Set your intentions. Let's go. Oh, we've had this one recently too. I think it's the eagle. So I'm gonna read it again. There's an opportunity for you that you're considering, and it would be best if you take advantage of it soon. There will be a new beginning in a positive direction following a recent period of strife. One in which you've gained a great deal of stamina and resilience. Detach and rise above the mundane so that you're able to see your life and circumstances with a broader perspective and greater vision. It's time for a great spiritual awakening, one where you experience a greater connection to the divine. This is an important time to communicate with the divine for creative inspiration, so heed any guidance you receive. Whatever you put out there, positive or negative, will return to you in some form more quickly than ever. You gotta watch the energy. It's real. Okay, now bald eagle. You have an increasing ability to walk between the material world and that of spirit. Dive into your inner depths, paying close attention to any visions or inspirations that arise. Golden Eagle. Golden Eagle. Go on a spiritual adventure, a pilgrimage to a holy or sacred spot. Find your passion and means to express it. Pursue the goal that has been emerging in your consciousness without hesitation. To go on a spiritual adventure or a pilgrimage, you can do that from your home. So, you can watch a documentary on anything that's, that you connect. It doesn't have to be a well-known, holy spot. It can be a sacred place that you connect to. My sacred place is the forest. I just walk down the street, hop on my trail, and that's my sacred. Your sacred place can be in your home, but you can watch on a documentary on something that you connect to as sacred, and you can connect to that energy. And and here's kind of how I want to word it. Um, for those of you who have maybe traveled a little bit, or have you ever gone into like a cathedral, or if you've ever gone into even your own church, and that feeling, that energy, that it's like that you can just feel it, that goosebumps, that wow, that peace, that letting go. And it's throughout all cultures. Like, I mean, I have felt it, when I've traveled throughout a lot of cultures. When I was with the Aztecs in Mexico, I was just being in the center of the field and nature with them. I could feel like the energy of spirit, that their spirit, like the energy of healing from ancient times. It is really a profound experience to tap into, and it's whatever sacred means to you, right? So I love that so much. That's twice in the last short little while that the eagle has come up. I love that. Eagles are a beautiful animal, are a beautiful bird. All right, you guys, we're gonna have a wonderful weekend. Spend some time breathing, breathe, and I hope that you. Oh, here we go. 15th. My dad's 15th of September, and my friend Andrew, same day, different year. Okay, Mandy can take. Okay, this here, Mandy. My mom birthday in May, and December 15th is my grandson's birthday. Okay, so so I have to connect now. The mom, so those of you who have chimed in on the 15th, I have to connect to a chest related. It feels more my lungs. So I can feel my lungs. So I need to, which out of you guys has mom with a lung related passing? And if we don't get an answer in the next, few seconds, I'm just going to channel what she wants to say. And then if it resonates with you, great. And it can resonate with more than one of you, that's perfectly fine as well. So I feel like when I connect there and with those dates, mom couldn't breathe. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of channel her for a brief moment. Um, I feel like I just got, so this is for the living person, for the family member that connects here. I feel like I just, when you are a little kid and you got your first bike and the training wheels were on. The training wheels have come off, and mom has got you sitting on a bike, and as you're pedaling and you're learning to find your balance there. My dad had lung cancer, and it's definitely a mom energy. Um You know when you're on a bike, okay, and you got your parent holding the back end of the bike, and you're really, really wobbly, and they let go and you fall off. You know that experience. I think most of us can relate to that. So, mom has put you back, and you're an adult now. So this is not a childhood memory. This is current situation. Mom has put you back on your bike. On your bike of life, and she's plopped you back on there, the adult version of you, boom, on the bike, and you're kind of wobbling a little bit as you pedal. Okay, she's let go, and and with the letting go reference, she's saying that she's let go of all the stuff that was like chaotic, difficult, physical world stuff. She's let go of all of that, and she's letting go of the bite because you're ready to move forward through it and let go too. Oh, spirit's been freaking amazing today. I love that. So you know you're no longer standing still in all of the, whether it be family stuff or grief stuff or all of the stuff, and it feels like it's a lot. You are pedaling through it, and yes, you're wobbling, but mom wants you to know that she's good. She's let go of all of that stuff from throughout the years. She's perfectly okay, perfectly at peace, has done a lot of healing over there, and it's your turn to pedal through it while you're here in the physical world. Ooh, that's really cool. So it's also, when she lets go, it's also permission that you can let go too. You can you can let go of all of the stuff. I really like how spirit has shown me a few things here today. It's been quite incredible, eh? I certainly understand that. Thank you, Lana. I have lots of pedaling. Okay. And if the message, even though it's not may not be your people who have passed giving this message to Mandy, if the analogy of what this lovely lady in the spirit dimension is sharing, if it resonates with you, take her message too, because I really, spirit does let go of all of it. Right? They go over there and heal and have their aha moments and let go and heal and have their aha moments. They're okay over there, right? And we do wobble when we pedal. I love how they're showing me that. Like, to me, that's just, I just love that. We have a lot of pedaling to do for some of us, right? It's okay to pedal. They want us to go forward. Now, the letting go doesn't mean, and Mandy, I'm sure you know this. I just want to kind of like clarify it for other people. The letting go doesn't mean that she's let you go. It means that she's giving you permission to pedal. Right? It doesn't need to be held anymore. You can pedal. It's not that mom's letting you go, it's just that she's letting go. Right? Like, it's okay to let go. That's beautiful. What a message for you, Mandy. Yeah, it is beautiful. And I also like how spirit showed that it can be for so many of us, right? We are pedaling our bike through our spiritual bike through the physical world. And sometimes we get off that bike, right? We do, we kind of get off and we kind of stay in the stuff, and we need to get back on and wobble and pedal forward. I really love how spirit showed me that. It's profound how they work with that. As always, I'm wishing you love, light, blessings, and have a spirit guided weekend. Take care, you guys.